Beelzebub. Welcome to my channel. I've had roughly a beer and a half. But this fucker's pretty potent. So make of that what you will. In case you're curious, yes, I do have a beer drinking channel. I just have to find it really quick. Hang on. Let's see here. And of course, it isn't at the top of the search, which is just great. Okay. Hang on. Sorry this is being a pain in the ass, but, well, what do we expect? Okay, so linked in the comments section, you will find a link to my beer drinking channel. And I would like to start doing beer drinking live streams there. Hey, Doc, how's it going? Check your Twitter DMs, bud. You got a link to join me if you would like. And for anybody who's on the fence about joining the live stream, no, you don't have to drink. I am not going to pressure people to do that. If you don't want to drink but you still want to hang out, you're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, I kind of wanted to hang out. I've done a few videos on this casual beer drinking channel. My first video actually was International Women's Day. That sucks, Doc. But yeah, it was the Woodhull IPA, which was named. Hang on, let me. Take a look here. It's named for a woman who was an activist. Hang on. I mentioned it in the video, but okay. I don't see her first name on this post, but the brewery's description was, what do you call a woman who was the first female stockbroker who founded a newspaper to advocate for women's suffrage and was the first woman to run for president with Frederick Douglass and did all of that in the middle of the 1800s. We call her the original American badass, and we're thrilled to release a beer in her honor on March 8th, International Women's Day. Yeah, I'll just leave the description of the beer to the video I made on it. But that's the Woodhull IPA. I also did the Great Lakes Brewing Company Lake Erie Monster, which is an Imperial IPA. That fucker will sneak up on you hard. And the Seventh Sun Brewing Company's Assistant Manager, which is an American Golden Ale. So that's man, the cats are nuts today. Yeah, that's the repertoire that I've got so far on my beer channel. Actually, hang on, I wanna see something. Right now, it's only got 7 subscribers, so anyone who wants to, you know, take a look at it, please do. But I want to take a quick look in the studio real quick. because I have some videos coming up in the beer drinking one. Just as soon as the dashboard loads. These are beers that videos that I'm scheduling to go live on Fridays. Oh wow, I've only got the one coming up. Maybe I need to look elsewhere. Hold up. I am a lot less organized than I thought I was. All right, so I've also got one coming up that actually isn't a beer video, but it's dog treats made by hey, Trusty Ape podcast. How's it going? Glad to have you here. Sorry I missed out on the comment, or I'm a little late on the comment. I just, holy shit, cats. I'm looking at other stuff to shill my other channel. But yeah, it's a dog treat that's made from what do you call it? Leftover grains from a brew. Those of you who are not familiar with the brewing process, there's a lot of leftover grains. And back when I brewed beer, I would toss those extra grains out into the yard and let the birds pick at it, so at least it didn't go to waste. Yeah, because despite being a Republican at the time, I wasn't a complete prick, which may surprise all of you. But I mean, weirdly, I felt bad wasting it. Which I would feel bad now. It's just, you know, I'm taking my shoes off because goddamn, why am I still wearing them? Why am I still wearing pants? That's a weird YouTube pervert thing to do. But yeah, the next video I have scheduled to go live is Kana Brewing Company, the Longboard Island Lager. That one I found. Well, I'm not going to tell you how I found it because, well, that would kind of defeat the purpose of me uploading the video. Yeah, Doc Fearsom's good people. Let me highlight your comment. But yeah, did I say Trusted Ape? Wow, I misread that bad. Trusty Ape podcast. I mean, if you got the ability to hop on for a couple minutes, I mean, I don't know you, but if you want to shill your podcast for a second, I trust Doc. If you'd like to hop on, or maybe just say something in the comments section, and I'll highlight it. Man, I'm running low. But for anyone who's familiar, I'm drinking Unibrew's La Fin du Monde, which is a goddamn delicious Tripel. And I expect myself to be fairly in the bag. It happens all the time. I'll see if I can get away for a moment. Okay, I'll do a better job of tracking the chat for when you are able to hop on, if you're able to hop on. I don't know what you do, so I can't say with any certainty if you'll even have the ability. However, so for those of you who don't know, the recent developments in my life, I've completely lost control of things. We now have 11 cats, 5 of which are baby kittens, newborns, that are 2.5-ish weeks old. Lucy, which most of you have met in previous videos, I'm sure. Tyr, who is a new addition. He's a Siberian Husky puppy. He's about 11 months old. People Alex knows rescued him from an abusive situation. I won't go into details because, well, it's fucking heartbreaking. But you know, he's happy with us. He's fattened up, which is a good thing because he used to just be a rib cage. Alex also has a bunch of hamsters, one of which we're just babysitting for the time that the hamster's human is in basic training for the army. But that is not to last long because it's going to be replaced by a gecko after we get married, which is another animal. My life is spinning out of control so fast. Sorry, pardon me just a moment. I just finished my second one. I'll be right back. Okay. So, I figure I left the screen. You deserve a kitten. Oh, this is Punkin. Spelled out Punkin. He's named for a kitten that, I had as a child. Sweet little black kitten. Personally, I've found that black cats are the best. Yeah, I genuinely don't understand the hate they receive. Like, yes, religious bullshit. I get it. But they're such sweet cats. And considering what they've been through from humans generationally, it boggles the mind that they're still so trusting of us. You know, there's a black cat, a male black cat, who keeps having kittens in the area of our apartment. And most of the kittens come out black. And the goal Alex and I had, that I think it was me that established the goal, was to have caught all of the black kittens, all the black cats, before Halloween. Well, sadly, we did not succeed. However, the vast majority of the black cats seem to have survived, which we're counting as a good thing. Let's see here. 1 second. Yeah. Oh, nobody. Leaving for 10 seconds to grab another beer was devastating to this live stream. Oh, hang on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. Who doesn't love this? Uh, so yeah, I mean this is a Canadian brew from Chambly, Quebec. And damn. Yeah, it's Unibrew La Fin du Monde. It's just a great beer. It comes in 4 packs, 9%. I don't know if 4 of them will get someone like me necessarily drunk, considering my size, but I'm definitely going to be feeling good. That's for damn sure. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Oh yes. So there are a few other brews that I want to try, and again, I'm really shilling kind of hard for. Hey, God the Scummer, how you doing, man? Yeah, I kind of wish that our schedules lined up a little better, so you could hop on and have a beer. But what can I say? The world's round, and that makes timing a bitch. Cue all the flat earthers to come in and be like, "What the fuck? It's a disc." uh, the world is shaped like a compact disc, not an oblate spheroid. Let's see here. YouTube is censoring me again. I'm wondering what the hell it is that you're doing. What are you doing to get booted off of YouTube? I do appreciate the follower, though. I'm assuming you're Master Bates. That is a goddamn golden Twitter handle. Oh, you're just kidding. Okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, oh man. I love this beer so much. Hey, come here, princess. No, 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 no. So this is one of my babies who just had babies. All right. Say hello to the world, Cracker. She says no. Okay. Go on, honey. She is a great mom, by the way. She is with her babies constantly. I know. Yeah. Yeah, no, she has fucked up our husky for coming too close to the kittens. I mean, chased him out, smacking him with her claws out. Like, holy shit. What's up, Randolph?
Hello, my friend. So we're drinking, are we? Cheers to you.
Yeah, what you drinking, man?
Water, literally.
Oh, okay.
It's still a drink. So
Yeah.
haven't been on a stream with you for ages. How are you?
Pretty good.
I see the postings going on, and you've got things moving along, and looks like the right direction. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on some other passion projects too. I don't know if you were around for me talking about my beer channel at all, but
I just tuned in here. I was somewhere else Then I saw your message, so thank you for the invite.
Oh, hell yeah, man. But yeah, I got a few videos on my beer channel, a few more planned. One that's waiting for me to upload it, which obviously I can't do now because I'm live streaming and I need the bandwidth.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no fucking.
Good things come to those who wait.
Huh?
They say good things come to those who wait, so that'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not a particularly patient person.
Except when it
I
comes
never
to
have
drinking,
been.
except when it comes to once you got the drink in your hand, then you'll take your time and enjoy it, right?
Oh yeah, especially if it's a good one. Like,
So patience isn't a completely foreign concept to you.
yeah. What province of Canada do you live in?
British
again?
Columbia. It's the westmost province. Yeah, I'm in the Greater Vancouver area.
Okay. Which one of the provinces is Quebec?
Quebec.
Where?
Oh, you're thinking Montreal is in Quebec. It's the big city in Quebec. So Quebec is the province that's near the east.
Near the east. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beer I'm having is from Chambly, Quebec.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the Eastern Townships are a wonderful place to see if you ever go to Quebec. And my wife and I, when we went there a few years ago, family vacation, we stopped there, and the rain was falling like crazy. We've never seen such a hard rain before. It was like we've seen heavy rains here in BC, but this was unusual weather. And just taking 3 steps from the vehicle to the building, we got drenched. It was just insane. But we managed to park right in front. Forget parking regulations. We just parked there. We didn't get a ticket. And it was at a church, actually, in the Eastern Townships. And, you know, we're not religious, but we're touring around and a lot of beautiful churches and other buildings to see there because there's a lot of history. And but this one is unique. If you look up Eastern Townships in Google, you'll see some beautiful scenery with the buildings there. That church is worth going to if you're traveling there, because in the basement they have this beautiful shop set up with all kinds of wines and I think a few beers and some cheeses, and they taste amazing. I think they make the cheese and the wine right there at that church. So it's and there's this little part in there where there's this little bridge you're walking across because I guess they didn't want to repair the floor fully, but the floors are all in good condition. So this little place almost looks like a little river going through the place, even though there's no water in it. It's really quite a nice experience going there. So
so here's something funny.
I'm just talking Canada. Go ahead. You have something funny to say.
I mentioned that it's from Quebec. Here's how considerate Canadians are. On the box, they mention what this beer is good to be paired with. Got seafood, sausages, and salted blue cheese. There is a total of 0 American breweries that are that considerate. It's like, oh, you think this beer's good? You should drink it with this food.
That's we consider that to just be marketing here. That's just normal because people look at the products on the shelf and say, oh, I want this for this, and I'm going to have a bunch of blue cheese tonight. So here you got these 3 drinks to choose from. This kind of thing is what we do here. So, but you see it as considerate. I think that's really cool.
I live in America, man. This shit's fucked up. Have you seen the state of my country in the last 6 years?
We've had, we have seen that, and we've felt the brunt of some of it too. But I don't blame you guys for it. It's just the stuff that happens in the world. But we've had our own issues. Like in February, we had the illegal anti-vaxxer mandate protests going on, and that was. Like, protests are not illegal in Canada, but if you're blocking the roads, that's illegal.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of different infractions going on. Vandalizing buildings, that's illegal. promoting racism is illegal, and they did those kinds of things at the protests. So that was a problem. And then, of course, they were giving fraudulent medical advice, so that's illegal as well. So, because you have to have you have to be properly licensed in medicine and have the right credentials to do that here. And if not, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble with medical boards who can basically take you to task on it.
So they don't allow like holistic medicine and stuff like that up there?
Those things here, when you buy that stuff at stores, they have a notice on there saying that these are for entertainment purposes.
Oh, wow.
But there are some things that are accepted, like acupuncture, chiropractic, and some other things. So those are examples of things that are considered woo and they're not accepted. Now, it's kind of a gray area. So, like, the thing is, if you're giving out faulty advice about medicine and saying something doesn't work when it's proven to, you get in a lot of trouble. But if it's something you say, well, this might work, like Chinese medicine and other things like that, Ayurveda and others are kind of popular here. So they're just not quite reaching the bar of being fraud. So people are careful in how they present it. So you're making the decision yourself.
Makes
But I'm
sense.
glad they have to dance around and say that, because then that causes some people to think about what they're buying.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy a bit of chiropractic work because it feels good. Let me preface all of this. It's purely because it feels good. I don't believe
I was going to say because you like to live dangerously, but okay.
Well, I mean, like, my back hurts, and for a few minutes, because I'm one of those people. I live in chronic pain, and I like to chase things that make me feel better, even for a few minutes. So when I get my back cracked, yeah, it feels good for a few minutes. I'll take it. Now, do I think there's any actual medical efficacy to getting your back cracked? Fuck no, it just feels good. So
yeah, if you want medical
anyone
efficacy
out there wants to go and say, "Oh yeah, chiropractor, it saved my life," blah blah blah, blah. No, it fucking didn't. First of all, second of all, it just feels good.
So if you want medical efficacy, then you're better off to go with physiotherapy or even RMT in certain cases. Registered massage therapy, in case people didn't know.
Yeah,
that means.
I've had massage therapy. I'm looking to get more. I know that the Trusty 8 probably only has a couple of minutes, so would you like to show your podcast?
It's great to see you, Trusty 8. Trusty 8. Did I say that
Good
right?
to see you as well, Randolph. Yeah, I hope I don't sound like crap. I'm kind of out in a weird zone right now, but yeah, I have
fine.
Okay, thank you. I have the Trusty 8 podcast, and you can just find it by that name pretty easily. And I am, I don't know, evolving constantly. Probably one of the most consistently inconsistent content creators right now that I'm aware of. So I've got some interviews, deconversion stories, some talks on religion, Bible study, and right now I'm also working in philosophy and ethics. So that's kind of my main focus. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
give me
better
a
all the time.
second. I'm gonna take a look at your Twitter page since you followed me, and I'm gonna.
I just reshared your video announcement on Twitter, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
I'm also featured, I think, on one of Randolph's pages that he co-promotes, the Atheist Frontier.
I'll put the link
up there,
guys. Yeah, we have under the atheistfrontier.com. If you go to resources, and then you go to video, cartoons, documentaries, etc., you'll find it in there. It's all alphabetized.
Are you Onion of Truth?
Yeah, that's a new part of the project I'm working on. I was just kind of trying to think of a silly title for the video. Just so yeah, that's
Onion of Truth is great. You're peeling away the layers. That's actually really good. And the peeling away those layers can make people cry. It's a perfect metaphor for all what you're doing.
Thanks. I mean, I'm glad you got that, because not everybody does, you know.
All right, so I am your 97th subscriber, Trusty Ape.
Excellent. Thank you.
And for everyone who is curious, here's Trusty's YouTube link.
I see I'm already subscribed. I subscribe to pretty much every channel I've got in that list, though. I'd put that in the private chat for you. Godless Sewing. Hello.
Godless.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Doing the daddy daycare stuff. You know,
Ah.
same old. Watching my hockey team lose to the Seattle Kraken. That's just sad, Kings. That's just sad. Randolph, I appreciate the glasses.
I just put them on because I thought you were wearing them. You're wearing a pair. This is the one I have closest to Vail. Neil gave me this. Neil, the 604 Atheist.
It's
I love these 8-bit glasses.
it's part of the shtick, so it stays. How are you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing all right. Trying to stay out of trouble here. So, you know, it's always, you know, going through the motions.
I hear you. Hey, Doc, I hear you. As trouble, I understand.
I feel you.
Oh, what I did in Neil's stream at first when I was wearing these, I would just put them on and I'd sit there as still as I could, and people would think my screen was frozen.
I thought it was one of
you had
those.
some.
Oh, go ahead.
I thought you had some kind of effect, like a on your camera or something
Same.
like that.
Same. I thought it was an
these
app.
these are the real deal. These are there you go. You can
Oh, those are
sort
awesome.
of see me right through them. Yeah, it's. Neil's got a pair too. He got it from me for. So
This is how far out of the atheist community loop I am. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking.
Neil, the 604 Atheist, you don't know him?
No, I know him. I used to be in his group with you.
I left that group.
Yeah, that is until Ocean blocked me. Fucking cunt.
I blocked him.
You know what?
And I blocked Jen Aldrich and a couple of others because they were calling me a white racist colonialist, which is a racist term.
You know what? I've said some pretty crazy things to people, and people have said some pretty crazy things to me on the internet. So it's pretty par for course, you know.
Welcome to the internet.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
Yeah,
I will tell you though, I've learned lessons. Like I'm one of those people, I will not repeat certain things. So there's certain things I got into, and you could go look on my Twitter. People will try to fight me, and I now say on Twitter, I do not fight on the internet.
People try to fight me there all the time.
I will not fight you. I will not fight you on Twitter.
People fight with me on Twitter all the time. I fight back.
You know, like for as much shit as I talk, like I try to grow and learn lessons, you know. So if I feel I did something stupid, I won't repeat it. I'll let someone else do something stupid over and over. You know?
Jen Aldrich told me to eat feces, so I wrote back to her. I don't.
Sure.
Yeah, and I wrote back. What my response was? I don't take orders from you. She became furious.
Oh, of course she did.
That's a good one. I'm writing
She
that
has
one.
nothing better to do with her life.
I'm all right.
I thought, what is the most possibly what could be the most polite way to respond to this? And I figured that was it. Don't take orders from you.
No,
I mean, you get a scrape once in a while.
Sorry?
I was just saying, like, you know, it's pretty normal to get into a scrape once in a while, and you know, most of us just kind of move on from it. You know.
Yep. Because I think if me and Godless Sewing were fighting about something on Twitter, we'd probably laugh it off and be back to usual afterwards.
That's my thing though. It's it's the I don't know. You know what? I've crossed the line. Now that I think about it, I've crossed the same line of the people that I'm like about to talk shit about. You know, so it's the like I'm tactile.
Here's the thing. Like I don't think that you and Godless Sewing would fight about shit on Twitter. Both of you seem like a couple of grown ass adults that are gonna have a conversation and come to an understanding.
Or we'd fight on your channel instead.
You know, that's my thing. Like I try to learn, you know. And I look back, I go back and watch some of the crazy shit I said a year ago, and I'm like, ooh, I will never do or say that again. Like,
Yeah, you know, we hopefully learn from our mistakes. I've made plenty over the years too.
and you know what? Like, people step to me crazy, and I've learned just to let them be crazy. You know.
Yeah.
Takes
No,
that
internet
energy.
fighting isn't worth it.
No, it's not. Like, I have like real life issues, you know.
Be just be careful when Will Smith is around.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so I was hoping it didn't get brought up, but since it did,
Okay, now we're gonna fight. No.
so I am from that land. I'm not like
Sorry, I was hoping that wouldn't be contagious.
it was. Well, we do live on the West Coast. I could pass this to Kevin, and then they could pass it to you. You know.
Yeah, at least it's not COVID, Randall.
I'm not infected.
But my thing is like, okay, so I come from semi-privileged people. Okay. So
Okay, I don't want to know how you come. Okay?
I understand how I understand Will Smith's sense of entitlement. I still think he's a punk for it. Like, there's a time and a place. If we were on the street corner and someone said something about my mom, we can get into a fight. If we're at the Oscars, I'm gonna point and laugh at you. You say something about my wife, I'm gonna be like, yeah, she's a hoe. Everybody in this room knows she's a hoe. You know.
So are they going to rename Will Smith from the Fresh Prince to the Fresh Punch?
The problem is, and I'm going to say this, kids are watching, you know, and if you're around my age, he besides Richard Dean Anderson, no one has saved the earth more than Will Smith, you know.
Oh yeah.
I think Will Smith, it's unfortunate that he escalated to an act of violence because it's gone up from just a free exchange of ideas. He could have just got up there and said, "What are you doing, man? This is not right," and then walked off the stage, said, "You got to apologize," or something like that, instead of punching the guy or slapping him or whatever he did.
So in the state of California, if you even huck a loogie at someone, if you can't touch people. Where I live, you cannot touch people. So my problem with this whole situation is that Will Smith is part of the other people who can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know, he's part of that.
The other justice system.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
So
It just,
he is
Yes.
either very lucky that Chris Rock isn't worried about it, isn't going to push charges, or they orchestrated it ahead of time.
but where I live, like that's what Los Angeles County Sheriff's territory. The sheriffs can press charges if they wanted to, even if Chris Rock didn't.
Yeah.
I live in the state of
it's like
California. The cops will come at you.
I think the studio can press charges as well.
Exactly.
Well, actually, if I'm running the Oscars and that's not something that was orchestrated ahead of time, it doesn't look like it was. Will Smith wouldn't be allowed back. He'd be getting escorted out right on the spot. I don't care if it's a scene. We got to make standard clear.
What
It's
I'm
not
not
acceptable.
saying, what I'm not saying right now is that a year ago, Will Smith really pissed me off. I was sitting in this room, shocker, watching YouTube, and Will Smith said that Donald Trump was an atheist, and this is what happened when we elect atheists. And even the young woman who was interviewing Will Smith was like, Donald Trump goes to church. Like, nah, like he's not an atheist. And he's like, no. So he was trying
like
to
some Oprah bullshit.
he's part of that cult. He was trying to attribute Trump's behavior to atheism, and I was like, I am fucking done with you. I am done with you. Because regardless of what I'm at this weird stage where I don't care what you believe, just live peacefully. I don't care what you do, just live in peace, you know?
So what you're saying is Will Smith is a bigot.
So ever since then, and you can go look it up, it was some rando interview, but he's talking about Trump and he calls Trump an atheist. And ever since then, like, and the worst thing that ever happened to Will Smith was YouTube because just like Ozzy, I found out he was a real person. I went to Ozfest 1,000 times. Then I saw Ozzy on TV, and I'm like, oh, he's wasted like my grandma, dude. He's
Oh, yeah.
mumbling like.
So I don't have a problem with Will Smith
Hey,
saying,
y'all. Sorry, I don't want to jump in, but I got to take off. But it was good talking to you, and I'll be listening
But yeah,
aside.
Great talking to you.
absolutely. Thanks for
Great
hopping
talking to you.
on. Remember, everybody in the chat, you can find Trusty Ape's YouTube channel link. Definitely click on that. Let's get the fucker's so close to 100 subs. Let's get him there tonight.
Hey,
Come on.
Yes, they need
That's
subs right
great.
now.
now, as far as see you later, Trusty Ape. It was great talking.
You
with you.
guys have a good night.
I like your
Later.
avatar, by the way.
No, but
so-
what Jeff just said is actually like where I'm from, that's how we handle things. You
God,
go
the
around
summer,
a street corner, like, all right, if you really have a problem, let's beat the crap out of each other. We'll walk away and laugh it off, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
As
when-
adults
when-
do. We don't need to air our laundry in public.
So when Will Smith said Trump's an atheist, okay, first of all, nobody's going to believe him, or very few people will. But look at his voting base, right? I don't care about that. That's some guy talking out of his whatever and making a lot of noise, talking a lot of hot air. People have opinions that are wrong all the time. But when he says that this is what happens when an atheist gets into politics, that now is crossing the line from just having a wrong opinion to now denigrating an entire demographic. It's
Absolutely.
it feeds the stigma, and this is the stigma we're trying to push back against and put a stop to, and the vilification that we're trying to bring it into. All of us, I know.
I deal with it in the Black community in Los Angeles. More than anything else, like I could talk about being LGBTQIA plus all day long. The second I bring up atheism, people are like, "You don't believe in God?" Like it's like it's an affront, and it's always the same. Like, are you serious? I liked you up until this very moment, you know.
Wow.
So Will Smith, you know, people listen to someone like Will Smith, and you know, I am subscribed to all kinds of YouTubers, all kinds of people, and people are backing him up, and they think assault is okay. Like, we have done a disservice to our children that they think it's okay.
That's not okay. And Will Smith has set a very bad example, and the Oscars not dealing with it on the spot have also failed.
I'm still shocked that he didn't even get interviewed by the police, because the cops love high profile stuff like that here. They love that.
They probably won't touch him because he's so in such a privileged position.
Oh, he's like, I always jokingly say, like, oh, I live in Wakanda. Like, no, he lives in Wakanda. Like, he can do whatever he wants. He can break any rule. He could, like, he's treated differently. You know, if you live near The Rock, or, you know, if you live near these people, do you know, I live, well, it's different. There's like tiers of being famous, you know, and Will Smith is at the top. Because I live around people that have been in movies. They live in my neighborhood. You know, they're normal people, you know. I have a good friend who's he's a commercial actor. You've seen him in a million commercials. Nicest guy, and you know, he's semi-famous, you know.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's the fame that makes people bad. It's a flaw in their personality.
But also Will Smith, he, before he got his recent television shows and stuff, his wife and him have aired their dirty laundry on YouTube. His wife admitted to having sex with one of her son's friends. She admitted to cheating on him multiple times. They sat down with the psychologist and literally did you know, marriage therapy right on YouTube. I'm sorry. If you'd seen my ex-wife and I in therapy, it would have been the cringiest thing on earth. We hated each other. You know? So
See, when famous people do stuff like that, I'm suspicious of it. I suspect it's an act because they're professional. Remember, they are professional actors.
mm-hmm. she's in LA. It's known that if you're good looking, have a nice car and money in your wallet, like she's on the list of MILFs that would do you and throw you away. Like if you fit the bill, if you showed up on a Harley, you know, like she's just one of those people.
Oh well, rich
Yeah.
people problems.
Exactly. That's what that's why I'm so disappointed, because I wasn't even paying attention. And of course, my son comes running in and he's like, "Why are you not watching the Oscars?" You know, because he's watching YouTube and TV at the same time, so he's getting told twice of what's happening. You know,
Mhm.
and
So he brought it to your attention.
I watch, you know, because I went straight to Twitter, because Twitter and Facebook tell the truth.
Yeah, of course they do.
And I watched the unedited version. It was hard to watch because people thought Will Smith was joking, and then he's like, "Keep my wife's name out of your mother effing mouth." Where I'm from,
He said it twice. Yeah.
he's not playing. He's not
Well,
joking.
yeah, his body language up on the stage made it pretty clear that something was going to happen. And I think Chris Rock was looking like, okay, some kind of joke that's been prearranged by producers here. Let's see what happens. That's why he let it happen.
And let
I'm
me
sure.
tell you, Chris Rock is class. I would have swung. I would have got fired. I would have turned it to the Source Awards real quick. I would have got fired.
Chris Rock handled it well, like it didn't really hurt him. Like,
He's a man. He's like, wow, I just got slapped. I just got bitch slapped by Will Smith. That's like bucket list, cha-ching, bitch slapped by Will Smith, you know?
I don't know. Like maybe like I'm an old millennial, and for me, getting slapped is worse than getting hit.
Oh, okay. So because I had an old school father, I would rather get punched in the face than slapped. Being
Absolutely.
slapped is so disrespectful. Like,
Oh yeah. No, because the person who slapped you thinks you're a little bitch.
but see, that's why I came in with the thing of like, Will Smith thinks he's better than everybody else. That he can walk, and the sad thing is, he got away with it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
where he was in LA County, you can't do that. If you did that where the police were watching, they're gonna arrest you. Where I'm from, you touch anyone, you go to jail. You know?
the police
So-
are probably looking at it. We don't know if it's an act. Chris Rock hasn't complained. He wasn't escorted out by security. Okay, this looks like it's prearranged.
He declined. Chris Rock declined to file a police report. The police asked him.
Yeah.
And he declined.
Yep. Chris Rock is the professional here. So I think he should have, but he probably is thinking about his career as well. And who Will Smith knows is probably a lot of people who could make his career pretty bad.
Look,
So-
it's so sad too, because Chris Rock was famous before Will Smith.
Yep.
Long before.
So it's really sad.
I like Chris Rock. I liked him before this too.
Oh, I actually tell a couple of his jokes. There's a few jokes that I tell. He said some of the funniest stuff ever. And he's not hate filled like Dave Chappelle.
Not Hank Hill? What?
Hate
Dave
filled.
Chappelle.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Hank Hill.
Diamond Bubble.
No, I used to really like Dave Chappelle, but there's a comedian called Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle. They kind of pulled this old school line that if we met in real life, they would not like me. Let's just put it that way. They would not like
You
me.
see, the only thing I know about Cat Williams actually comes from Grand Theft Auto 4. You know the comedy club you can go to? Yeah, no. Cat Williams's shit in that was fire. It was great. I loved it.
He started out as one. He just came out of nowhere. He was hilarious. And then he came to when he got famous and got millions of dollars, he came to Los Angeles. We always jokingly say they went MK Ultra, but the truth is he got a bunch of money and flipped out because he couldn't handle just like last night when Will Smith was like, oh, he's talking about me, man. Let me tell you, if I had Will Smith money, you can say anything you want. I'm gonna drive off in my Ferrari laughing.
Yeah.
You know? Say whatever you want. I'm
Shit,
middle class, and you can talk shit about.
I drive off in my fucking Bugatti with my dick out.
Yeah, exactly. So there's this real insecurity that I don't identify with these people at all. And so they'll tell gay jokes, they say things, and not even Cat Williams, but Dave Chappelle does not realize how many black people he put in danger. Regardless of what side you're on, he does not realize what he did, and that's the problem.
This quote here
Yeah.
is one of the things I really enjoyed about Chris Rock. So here he is. Obviously, Chris Rock is not a religious guy.
Yeah, at all. No, not at
And there's
all.
Will Smith, who's talking smack about atheists.
Oh,
So
Will Smith is
there's more going on. Maybe there's more tension there, and this was an excuse for Will to let go on him. I don't know.
right now. Will Smith is so woo woo. He's probably walking around with one of the Gwyneth Paltrow stones up his ass. That's how woo woo Will Smith is. Gwyneth Paltrow sells vagina
Will
stones.
Smith is
and all.
probably so woo woo that he had a doctor cut him a vagina.
Well,
And he shoved a soapstone up there.
People thought that he was a Scientologist because he's so fervent in correcting people, so fervent, and he hasn't ever said that he wasn't, because Jada Pinkett Smith was, but he is constantly talking about God. But I think he does that because like, to badly quote Chris Hitchens, one of the worst things that ever happened to the black community was the word preacher. So Will Smith kind of sees himself as that. So he's constantly saying God, God. But he's so in outer space woo-woo, I don't even know what his beliefs are. Neither do I judge him by it, but when you trash atheists, there's no common ground there for me to gain anything or even have a conversation with you.
Well, I mean, there's Oprah who said that she said that atheists she doesn't think can experience wonder.
Have you seen what Steve Harvey? Do you see what Steve Harvey said about atheists?
Steve Harvey says a lot of
he just walks away.
Joy Behar,
moral compass.
Joy Behar. Of course, on the
chum. What did Steve Harvey? What were you thinking Steve Harvey said?
So Joy Behar asked him, she pressed him again on atheists, and he's like, I don't like atheists, blah, blah, blah. And after his rant, he's like, what is an atheist?
Well, at least he asked.
You can watch it. Seriously.
I heard Steve Harvey one time talking about atheists years ago. He's saying he doesn't know how to talk with an atheist because they don't believe in God. He doesn't know anything. He couldn't talk with them. He has to move on or something. It was just so bizarre.
That's why I was so shocked that Joy Behar, who was Jewish, who was like, why do you have a problem with atheists? She was like, I don't. She's like, I could care less. I
mean, no, here's my tacit defense of Joy Behar. The majority of Jews in the world are secular Jews. They don't believe in God.
True. Most that is very true, but it's just so weird to me that Steve Harvey is so he had almost like narcissistic rage when an atheist was brought up, and it is just still to this day I don't know why he's so angry at atheists. It's like, you're not part of my club. Okay, one less jacket I have to make.
Yeah.
I don't get it anymore of why of just the hate, the pointless hatred. But he is like Southern Baptist evangelical weirdo Christian,
Yeah.
So there's that ignorance there.
Well, I mean, like, fucking, here's what I don't understand. People who are educated and should know better, like Dr. Oz.
So what was the, like, did Did Dr. Oz say something bad about atheists or?
No, he's running for a political position in the Senate, I think. And he's running under the Trump umbrella.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Oz already was going after some crazy shit with the woo-woo nonsense. I thought he was after the Gwyneth Paltrow crowd. No,
He was. Ugh.
he's more after the Trump crowd.
That's just insane.
I don't get it.
Okay, so I don't understand how people think that that's going to win them political office. Do you know where he's running?
It might win him the office.
Do you know where he's running?
No.
I saw something on Twitter and I thought it was fake, so I scrolled past. Today I saw something on Twitter about Dr. Oz running for office, and I was like, "Oh, that's fake."
He's been going for a couple of months.
With the state of political affairs lately, it's been bad for my blood pressure, so I've been minding my own business.
Fair.
It's not even worth the hassle anymore. I vote in all my local elections. I vote whenever it's my turn, but really, like, you know, when I was younger, I used to go run out and fight the cops and protest. I'm in my 40s. I'm too old for that. I'm gonna vote and fight the power from my house.
See, I mean, like, if I were even 10 years younger, I'd be over in Ukraine on the right side of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, I know what you're saying. Like my brother, who's 14 years older than me, he went to Iraq in 1991 and during shock and awe, and he's saying the same thing. Oh yeah, he might win. Yeah, that's so sad. Well, he knows his audience. That's why he sells that goop and all that crap to the woo-woo crowd. Do you know that meme? That meme about when you get a friend request on Facebook from someone from elementary school that they probably are selling you woo is so true.
Oh yeah.
There's 3 people I actually really respect, and I make a bet with myself. I'm like, I wonder how long till they start selling woo. And one right now, she's selling woo, and I'm like, oh, they got you.
There's it's a Uber Eats commercial now that you mention Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, everyone else is eating these non-food items, and you've got Gwyneth Paltrow. She bites into this vanilla candle or some shit because she's a white bitch. So of course it's vanilla, and she's like, "Ooh."
She's crazy in real life.
She's fucking nuts.
It's always the really, really hot ones, but she's crazy in real life. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Royal Tenenbaums?
Once and once only.
Same. The character that she plays in the movie is her in real life. Like, she's smoking a J, doing woo in the movie. Like, that's her in real life. That is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well, I mean, it's funny. She was being interviewed about her website Goop, and I mean, this was a few years ago. And she's like, I don't know what's on there, and she's laughing off half of the crazy shit. It's like, okay, you're the chief executive officer and founder of this website, and you don't know what's happening?
Sorry, I just saw the final score and my team got slaughtered by the worst team in the league.
What's the worst team in the league?
The Seattle Kraken.
Ah.
The Kings are actually doing extremely well this year. And so when you get beat by the Cellar Dwellers, it makes you wonder how long we're going to last in the playoffs. But we're not here for hockey because I'm obsessed with hockey. Gwyneth Paltrow scares me. She absolutely scares me. But she's not the only one. Because at first I thought she was grifting, but no, she believes it. Like she's using her products. So the
Hopefully
whole
not her porous eggs, because they're just gonna murder her.
the woo-woo crowd scares me. It's just
They do, and they should.
well, when I see the numbers that they have, it just makes me feel like I just like I'm on the losing side, It's like how many people really really like even my mom was like she's like people are always giving her stuff because she's rich and she runs a property and like there she was like, "Oh, someone gave me this hemp oil stuff." And I looked at it and it said essential oils. I was like, "Oh, the trash will love this." It's just
Well, at least the trash won't smell like dog shit.
The one thing I appreciate about my mom is she's hardcore Roman Catholic, but because she runs a business, she doesn't believe anything anyone's trying to give her, So if I tell her this is woo, she's like, okay, it's just cooking oil with lavender slapped in there,
I wish my mom was like that, because I mean, she and my dad raised me Catholic. Their parents raised them Catholic. And this Eastern European woman, I don't remember what Eastern European country she came from, but she was selling these textbooks for little kids. And, like, I listened for the name. I don't remember it now. I did a video about it long, long ago. And I looked them up, and it's this MLM. What does MLM stand for? Hang on.
Multi-level
marketing.
Thank you, multi-level. I'm drunk now.
You can just say pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
I won't even lie. I've learned so much from the atheist community. That's one of the things I've learned from the when I first came in, when I was a baby atheist.
Now, did you learn that from upline or a downline?
Oh, I learned it from Telltale when I was like, a baby atheist still, still
I think I need
suckle.
to joke. I'm sorry. Upline and downline are the terms they use in the multi-level marketing stuff. So.
Oh no, I'm so not.
That's why I just jokingly asked, Did you learn that from an upline or a downline?
I'm really bad in cults because I ask questions. You can't even get me in the front door.
but like this woman, she comes to my mom's front door, and my mom and my sister are both actually listening to everything that doesn't matter. And I'm listening for these keyword red flags, and she hits 90% of them. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take a piss or something. And I'm actually on my phone and I'm looking up this company and I'm like, oh, it's an MLM. Probably shouldn't. And I mean, it's this childhood education program that half the time gets the books that they sell to people.
My parents, well, my dad passed away, but my parents were Ferengi. And so I just tell them it's going to hurt their pocketbook. And they're like, nope. So it makes you really logical. Like, so I just base it to my mom, like, they're selling you cooking oil and they're charging you for it. And she's like, no. Okay, never mind. Because, she's in pain. She had cancer. She got over having cancer. My mom's a tough woman. But my niece was like, oh, try this hemp oil. And I'm like, no, it's snake oil. But nowadays they'll put THC, CBD, they'll put all this stuff in it. So you kind of feel it, but you can do the same thing with menthol. Like I have a salon pause, man, I put that on my bad shoulder. I feel like a new person,
Whenever the few times that essential oils people try to sell me essential oils, I ask them right away, how many of these are optional? They don't like that question.
Yeah. You
But
can't
sometimes take them a moment to figure out what I've asked.
I don't buy any of it. I am so sadly cynical. The Jehovah Witnesses don't come by my house anymore. That's how cynical I am because I ask questions. I ask a gang of questions. The Mormons, I live in a Mormon neighborhood, so they're hard to get rid of.
Oh, I give them my Canadian Atheist business card. That stops it right there. But I'm very friendly. I tell them, hey, if you guys want to have a public presentation, I'll come in and talk about this, and you can talk about yours. You can stream it on YouTube. It might be good for your church as well. Never hear back from them.
I think the Mormons take me as a challenge because my house, like if I have my garage open, like when I'm live streaming, you could my whole block smells like weed, you know. So the Mormons are like, I gotta save that guy. I've got to save that guy, and because
No. You're totally misreading the situation.
because
I think that it's forbidden fruit for them, and it's a chance for them to get a bit.
I've offered them a million times. I'm like, man, you guys.
Secondhand will be enough. Someone who doesn't smoke regularly, secondhand is plenty. It's fine. Just blow it in their direction and watch them not move away.
Oh, when I open my garage, sometimes I'm embarrassed, man. Like on the weekends when my kid's at his mom's, I'll go get the good stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I'm embarrassed. But because there's a lot of, and I quite honestly, my neighbors don't care. We're all used to each other. I'm the guy who gets to sleep in on Sunday, so they can all kiss my butt. Like I wake up on a Sunday at noon, and all their cars are gone.
I wish I could sleep in until noon on a fucking Sunday, but I have a Siberian Husky.
It's my one day. Like my son is with me Monday through Friday. On Saturday, I have to that's the one day I have to play. It's the one day I'm by myself. So I'll stay. I usually make a video, so I'll release a video on a Saturday night. So I'd stay up all night, editing and stuff. It's not all rainbows and blowjobs, it's not as exciting as it sounds, I'm a parent, so I'm like, yay, I'm alone, and then I sleep. I'm like, or I take an uninterrupted shower where no one's asking me questions,
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe yank it as you walk around your house.
That is one thing in the new neighbor had to get used to, is that when it's warm, I like an even tan.
If we know what you're saying.
They so I have cop neighbors too. I live in a Mormon and a cop neighborhood.
Oh,
And
shit.
my cop friend told me, he's like, yeah, man, there was one day his whole family, they put bench seating in the back of their backyard. They made their backyard spectacular. They gather, they eat in their backyard because in Southern California, the weather is always fair. So I eat in my backyard. I'll go out and, drink my coffee in my backyard. It's just beautiful. And I was watering my weed plants butt naked on a Sunday morning. And I looked up and I caught eyes with my neighbor through the fence. So, and he's sitting there with his whole family. But, he's been there for over a year, hasn't said a word or a peep, he's a cop, so the cops won't be getting called there, but, hasn't caused any drama, so I don't judge. As long as they let me live peacefully, I could care less,
You know what? When he's off duty, he's probably had enough. Who cares? Whatever the neighbors do, not my problem. That's some other person's problem.
And, he's probably figured, I don't know, California, our righties would be left like in Tennessee or Oklahoma. Like our right-wing people would be left in other places. So I live in a Trump neighborhood, and most people, I would say 99% of my neighbors are really welcoming and nice people, because in California, people are here for and most people smoke around here. Like I'm not the only one smoking, so. And
it could be that police officer neighbor of yours never smokes it outdoors.
Yeah, exactly. He smokes a million cigarettes
in the private room.
He actually built. It's funny that you would say that. He built like a granny shed, a tiny home in the corner. So I thought I thought I was gonna have someone living in my backyard, but he smokes a million cigarettes. So I think he hangs out in there.
Yeah, if he's smoking that many cigarettes, he might be doing other stuff too. There's a good chance of that. And here we call them coach houses, but I've never heard that granny shack. You call it?
Yeah, Granny Shack.
That's interesting. The languages are different.
Yeah, it's where you put, like George Lopez told a joke, and I lived it about how Hispanic people. Well, he said, white. People always talk about race. He said, white and black people send their parents to homes. Mexican grandma lives on the couch, and like my grandmother came to live with me before she passed away. So having a granny, she lived in the house. She didn't live in the backyard. I wouldn't put my 99-year-old grandmother in the backyard, but we have properties. Like I live in a more established neighborhood, so we have for California, we have good sized backyards. That's why I can grow weed and walk around, watering on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, helicoptering your dick. I get it.
Oh, it made me such a prude. Like I felt bad because all my other neighbors, they know me. They know me, so no one's peeking over the fence. And plus my I'm that loud neighbor anyways. I have a 12-year-old autistic son who likes to scream at people on his PlayStation while he has his window open. And I didn't realize how loud it was till I was talking to one of my neighbors one day, and I was like, oh, hold on. Let me close that window because this is embarrassing.
Just handle it calmly.
Well, I no longer let my son hang out in certain online communities because I'd rather him learn the trucker cursor language from when I'm put in weird positions on the freeway rather than some weirdo on the PlayStation Network.
Oh yeah, no. Because
there's
then
a lot
you'll
of
know what position his mom's compromised in.
well, there's a lot of I'm not trying to bring the stream down, but I protect my child, and there's a lot of predators online.
Oh yeah.
And so I had his any email, anything his gets, his school email, his PlayStation, anything goes through my phone. And my ex-wife's as well. And there would be grown men saying, "How old are you? Where do you live?" And my ex-wife and I were fighting to see who was going to respond first because I would see the bubble, and I'm like, "Ooh, she's going to respond." Or, we go off. I'm like, "You mother effer, I'm going to find you." Because in my state, it's illegal to, hey, kitty, it's illegal. It's illegal to confer with minors. So where I live, if you're a grown person, if you have no business talking to a minor, it's illegal. Which I think it should be like that, nationwide in America. But again, I'm from the land of lefties. We have laws on top of laws. So he no longer hangs out in a lot of those forums. Even we bought him an Oculus. There's predators on the Oculus.
Yeah.
Like people are crazy. So I've kind of reined back a lot of his.
There's a community I was in with some friends of mine. I don't know how familiar either you are with YouNow, but way back when I used to roll with this group, and one of the people in the group was a 15, 16-year-old girl, and she I'd drop in and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Drop some likes, and she would get so many marriage proposals as a 15, 16-year-old.
That's so gross.
From men in their 40s.
That's what I'm saying, and that's one of the reasons. And because my son's with me Monday through Friday, I've just clamped down. I'm like, you can't do this anymore. You can't watch this. You can't do this anymore. And in a lot of ways, he understands. And it's the school year, so he's doing a lot less PlayStation and more schoolwork anyways. But man, You have to watch, if you have a child, man, check their history because your kid can get radicalized real quick in any direction. In any direction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any kids. I don't want to, but I have a nephew, and it's an active fight that his father doesn't realize is happening between me and him, because his father is raising him as a Catholic, and I know how toxic the Catholic religion can make you because I was that toxic Catholic fuck.
So to answer Jeff's question, so my state actually persecutes priests, but guess what? The Catholic Church shuffles them off. So if they're
Yeah.
no longer in the state of California, we cannot, and the Catholic Church won't tell you where they've gone because they'll say
Yeah.
they're in, there was a big kerfuffle a long time ago about that. Because here, again, if you even spit into someone's direction the wrong way, you go to jail. So,
Jimmy Door.
but we can almost add the clergy on that list with Will Smith of people who are treated differently.
Yeah.
They are just treated differently. I think it's bullshit. They should all be throw them all in jail. I'll build that jail.
Yeah.
I'll build.
Fuck, I'll travel to Cali and join you, man. Fuck, I'll bring some bricks and mortar with me too.
My state spends more money persecuting poor people than anything else, than putting poor people in jail. Yeah, exactly.
That's all of them.
That's what they build prisons for, is poor people in California. That's my problem, is that we have such a us and them. That's why when something like what Will Smith did, it really pisses me off, because to bring it back to the original point, if I did that, I would be in jail, serve at least 2 months, be on probation, and have to check in with with an officer just for touching someone.
Yeah.
So you just don't hit people. We literally teach this to children. We teach little babies, don't hit people. I'm over it. I'm over the Hollywood treatment.
Yeah, you see, I got both ends of that. I got, we don't touch people who don't want to be touched. Okay, sure. Totally. I get that. I also got, we don't lick people. Well, I'm pretty sure that my fiance would love for me to lick them right now.
I'm not opposed to that.
What two consenting adults do is none of my business.
Yeah.
That should be a
Absolutely.
billboard. That should be like, instead of the Pledge of Allegiance, we should have the rules of life.
Although it can be Pornhub's business. People allow it.
Exactly. As an adult, go at it. Within the societal parameters. If you want to be crazy, go right ahead.
Yeah.
I see your cat behind you there.
Okay, Randolph, you need to be so much more specific about which cat you're talking about. I have 11.
Well, there's one behind you right now.
That one. Yeah.
I only put
Okay, that is pumpkin.
I only put the cat where I actually see a cat. So 11 cats. Wow.
Yeah. 5 of which are newborns that are less than 3 weeks old.
Oh, 5 are kittens. Okay. The most pets we had at home was 2 dogs and 5 cats, but 11 is like, wow. However, when I was younger, there was a drunken neighbor,
11 here.
drunken neighbor who had over 100 cats in their yard.
I'm glad I'm not that.
Were they growing catnip? Because I knew someone that made the mistake of growing catnip. Every cat in the neighborhood would
fence so the cats couldn't get through, and the cats still figured out how to get through.
But
yeah, but mostly they hung out in the yard. But they hated the neighbor across the lane, so they would wrap up the cats when they died into plastic bags and toss them across into their tree. Sometimes they'd hang in the tree. Sometimes they'd fall in the yard. They were drunk. They're all the time. They're out of their minds. But oh well. Their house burnt down a couple times as well. Yeah.
A couple,
One
a
of the
couple
best.
times.
It was nice to get out of that neighborhood.
You know,
Well, I
I
mean, like where I live, my apartment complex, we have this cat colony that Alex and I are trying to eliminate in a humane way, by
Yeah.
which I mean adopting, defertilizing, and rehoming. That's our goal. And one of these 5 kittens that we just had, by the way, is going to be going to an autistic child in the apartment complex directly adjacent to us.
That's a perfect matchup.
It's fantastic, and we're going to give the kid a choice of which one.
That's
Minus 2 of them, because Alex and I have chosen a couple to stick around, because the parent cats need one of the babies to stick around. Otherwise, it's going to fuck with them mentally. So, I mean, the kid
Sounds
has
like you're doing
3
right.
cats to choose from. It's going to be an emotional support kitten that the mother has the choice of training to be what's the word? The legal word.
Guide.
No,
I'm thinking guide
not
dog.
emotional support. The step above that.
Psychological support.
Not service animal.
Okay, service animal. Yeah.
Yeah, in America, service animal is above emotional support. Yeah. Thank you, Kitty. Yeah, service animal. So if this family chooses, they can train the kitten to be a service animal, and we would fucking love that, because this autistic child, he is fixated on cats. It's one of his fixations.
Oh, there you go.
That's-
In Ohio, cat service animals are only indoors and pet-friendly places.
Cats.
Okay,
Some-
you all may have not have heard, Alex. In the state of Ohio, cats are not necessarily accepted as being service animals, but federally, cats are considered, right?
Yeah, in Ohio, here I'll just.
Yeah.
My kids.
So in Ohio, I'd come on screen, but I just hopped out of the shower, so probably
Yeah.
should.
Pornhub.
But in Ohio, the way it works is any animal can be an assisted animal. Technically, my hamsters are, for crying out loud.
Wow.
Not service animals. There's a difference between assistant and service, But so when it comes to my service cat, I can't take him out for work purposes to any public, non-pet friendly place. So if I go to a pet friendly place, he can work. But if I'm going to some random ass public place, it's different. I can't take him to every place that my dogs can be taken. But because of the Fair Housing Act, they are protected like landlord wise, as service animals. Like it's a weird gray area.
One thing I've noticed among autistic people I've known over the years is that cats are kind of a favorite animal.
Yeah, I've noticed that
They
too.
love pets, but they especially love cats. Most do.
For me, they're more low maintenance, which as a mentally and physically disabled person, that's
Yeah.
really important. I say with 4 hamsters that are not low maintenance.
Yeah, cats can look after themselves, especially if they can go out. If I've noticed with cats, if you don't let them out, they go a bit nuts after a
Oh
while.
yeah. Oh, cats
Yeah.
they'll let
Crazy.
you know really quick. Well, some cats are born to be inside. I lived in a house with 4 cats, and they were stoners. If you went like
yeah.
this, even with your hands, if you literally put your hands like you were smoking, they'd all come up and get on your lap because they were trained like circus animals.
Oh, you don't have video of that, or do you?
No, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for him because in that same house, people smoked cigarettes profusely. So I felt like these cats were getting secondhand lung cancer. Like I don't know. I feel for people, animals. Like I grew up in a house with my dad smoked profusely, but he smoked in the garage or outside because he would always say like I smoke doesn't mean you have to. You know.
Kitty the Atheist, I don't know where you live, but if you live within 4 hours of me, and I'll DM you on Twitter.
She lives in Florida, and Kitty is a
Oh,
great person.
Okay, so Kitty, you live in a hellscape. I will extend that to the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. If you can meet us there, you can have a free baby kitten.
Florida, like I'm trying not to say Kitty is an amazing person. Florida is a bad place.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I've interacted with Kitty on a few times, and she's fucking awesome.
In a funny way, I know someone who just moved to Texas, and I know someone who is a convert Muslim, and she moved out of Texas because she told me that Texas was too conservative. So, and then I know someone who's from where I'm from, who is conservative, who moved to Texas and bought a castle. I mean, a castle, because for the same money that you're paying a month for an apartment here in California, you could buy land in Texas, but then you'd have to live in Texas.
Yeah.
that's the problem. I don't know. I want to move so bad, but I ask myself, like, where can I legally smoke pot and my son not be persecuted for being autistic? Because there's certain places that don't have services.
Maybe Colorado? Maybe. I don't know.
I
don't know about the back half.
Well, I was told by someone who is kind of racist and just honest that Southern Colorado is like Lauren Boebert country,
Oh.
So he was like, just be careful up there because they're really radicalized right now. Because I told him I want to buy a property out in the middle of nowhere. And I said Colorado, and he said, like, in the Denver area, they're raising prices because people like me are moving there. And it's been like that since they legalized pot. So they've been raising prices for a while. It's just nothing new, But there's a lot of, and you know what? Not even about color, because I'm not scared of anybody. Like, people, I'm human beings don't scare me. It's I'm gonna die one day, and my son's gonna be living wherever whatever state I was in, So I really have to think about that. Like, where is he going to live where he's going to be protected, where they have services for adults? It's a process. And unfortunately, California and like Tennessee are the only places that have really, I guess you could say Oregon and Washington, but it's certain pockets that have real comprehensive care for people with ASD.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of cheating because I'm in the business and like I do my research.
No. So as much as I hate to end this, I have finished my last beer, and I need to do a review on what the buzz feels like. But again, Kitty the Atheist, if you're still watching, I hope you are. Please DM me. I'm certain I'm following you on Twitter. My DMs should be open. I think they are. Last I checked. DM me. Be like, hey, kitten, please. And
or if you can't get a hold of him for some reason, send a message to me and I'll send out to him.
Yeah. Randolph follows me. I follow him. I will probably follow Randolph in perpetuity because the dude's fucking awesome. But yeah, no, Kitty, I see your comment. You're still here. Awesome. Cool. If your child would like a kitten, your child's going to have a choice between 2 kittens. But, I mean, wait, I thought your sister found, hang on. I thought your sister found someone within 5 minutes of their home.
Yeah, but I still told her that we'd rehome them. We just figured this
Oh.
would stress out the mamas a lot less.
Okay.
But she has a litter of 11. So.
Okay. So Alex's sister has a litter of 11. And I know, Kitty, you're full up on animals. That's cool. I appreciate that. To anyone else that's listening, hey. Cats were getting aggressive. We currently have, let's see, one of the kittens is being given away. We have 5. Alex and I are each keeping 1 because the mamas will get depressed if they don't have one of their litter. Yeah, each of us are having 1, honey. So there are 2 kittens out of our litter that we're keeping, and Alex's sister has a litter of 11 kittens. So anyone who would like a kitten, preferably if you're after a service animal or emotional support animal. Hi, kitties. We're more than happy to work with you financially. If all it takes is gas money, I'm more than happy to work with just that. Yeah, because we want to help people that actually need it. So I'm gonna focus on my layout real quick. So if you have need of a service animal or an emotional support animal, I will say this up front. We don't have the money for spaying and neutering. We don't have the money for vaccination because we're currently living off of what I can do on DoorDash.
No, and disability. But
And I would say Alex's disability, but it doesn't really matter because half of my disability automatically goes to the phone bill because fuck America. But we are happy to help people who actually need. The closer to Ohio, the better. But yeah, that we have plenty of kittens to choose from. They are all sweethearts. Yeah, I'm just chucking that out there.
Sorry, I was looking on Twitter. I still can't believe Kate Smurthwaite still follows me. You're awesome. And Sergeant Slaughter still follows me.
I don't know either of them.
Sergeant Slaughter, WWF. It was like I used to watch Saturday morning cartoons. It's weird when your childhood heroes follows you on Twitter. It's just
It would be.
And he's like he didn't grow up to be a scumbag like Will Smith.
Rosie O'Donnell follows me.
Who's that?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I think that's cool.
So I follow her.
Heck
I share her
yeah.
stuff around once in a while. That reminds me, I should go share some of her stuff around.
Is she an atheist?
I am assuming probably yes.
Oh, that's cool. I actually kind of like her. Wow.
I'm not
That's
sure why she
awesome.
does, but I think it's kind of cool. It's probably some activism I've been doing, I'm guessing, is why. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I know what it feels like to have a famous person
Yeah.
follow you too, though.
I was impressed. Well, Kate Smurthwaite, she's she's a feminist, but
Yep.
she does not hate trans people. She stands up for the LGBTQIA plus community.
I've seen her debate before with somebody, was pushing Islam or something, and she was doing really well pushing against the sexist, misogynistic ideas they had. She was really sharp.
She got famous on the Big Questions, and now
That's where I
she's
saw
like
her. The Big Question. Yeah.
she's like a real talking head, like in the UK. She's on all the news shows.
And she's got a good sense of humor.
Absolutely, she's a comedian. That and like
Yep.
it was just I was shocked when she followed me back. I was like,
That's
wow, that's shocked. I'm still shocked.
Sometimes I'm thinking if I was ever famous, I'd probably just go and follow people randomly on social media.
Same,
Here and there.
same.
Maybe that's what's going on. That's most likely what's going on for us. We're just peons.
Hell. All right. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the stream.
Thanks for inviting us.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
But
Appreciate it.
before either of you click off,
Yeah.
you both know what comes next.
Oh.
Pour yourselves out. Let's start with Randall.
Okay.
Randall, sorry.
Thanks. It's no problem. It happens. Autocorrect messes
I've been
people up.
drinking.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know you mean me. The Canadian Atheist is an organization that I run, that I started to advocate for atheists, mostly in Canada, but I'm happy to see influence throughout the world if possible. The website for this organization is www.canadianatheists.ca, and you can read a little bit about what we do. You can also contact me on Twitter or TikTok. Although TikTok's just a complete mess right now, so I think Twitter's probably your better bet. My handle in both of those places is Randolph828. That's RANDOLF 828, and my YouTube channel is www.youtube.com/Randolph Richardson. And remember, Randolph is spelled RANDOLF, no matter what autocorrect tells you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate everybody tuning in, and thank you, everybody. It was a great conversation today. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on, man.
Cheers.
God's sewing.
All right, hold on. I have been drinking coffee. All right. How's it going? I'm Godless Sewing from the Godless Sewing channel. Go subscribe to the Godless Sewing channel. But I have a sniffy suspicion if you're watching right now, you probably are subscribed to the Godless Sewing channel. So I thank you and I love you all. Wear a mask, even though right now in California, I'm like the last person wearing a mask. Wear a mask. You'll outlive all those people who are not. Godless Sewing, Godless Sewing. I have a video out right now. Go watch it. Thank you. I love you all.
One more cheers from all of us, I guess. And waving goodbye. Cheers.
It's an empty bottle for me, but
I'm drinking coffee. It's like 11. It's like 10 or 11 here. It's still early.
I guess it's good night.
Take it easy, guys. I appreciate you hopping on. Everybody, please check out Godless Sewing and Randolph Richardson's channel. Randolph again has that Canadian atheists, god damn it, website. Definitely check it out. It's got great leads for up and comers, particularly from what I've noticed on his list, but it's also got some staples as well. So go ahead and check that out. And there it is in the chat. Fan-fucking-tastic. I appreciate it, bud. And also check out the beer drinking channel that I've got started because, well, beer. Take it easy, everyone. And we'll see you all in the next one.
Bye.